Go for it.
Okay, so imagine being a parent of an acute lymphoblastic leukemia patient. And you take your child to their chemotherapy treatment and you find out that they have been exposed to the measles due to an unvaccinated child. If you were that parent, how would you feel? Well, Dr. Tim Jacks, who is the father of Maggie Jacks, who has leukemia, had Maggie been exposed to the measles due to an unvaccinated child, the parent did not vaccinate their children. And in cases like Maggie's, it's very crucial that the children do get their vaccinations so they benefit the child and the people around them. And today I'll talk about the need for childhood vaccinations and how vaccinations can be given and how the populace as a whole can benefit from the vaccinations. And first, I'll describe why parents need to vaccinate their children. First off, populations around the world, including in the United States, need children to be vaccinated. It's like a crucial thing to protect all people from recurring diseases. And the problem is many parents are abstaining from vaccinations, and it's causing the measles and mumps and like recurring diseases to form within the population. And for an example, through January 1st and September 18th of 2015, 189 people from 24 states and the District of Columbia were diagnosed with the measles. And the year before, in 2014, a record number of 667 cases from 27 states were reported to have the measles. And that is the greatest number since the measles were known to be eliminated in the year 2000. And these cases add up to more people that are diagnosed with vaccine-preventable diseases around the world. In a quote from Global Immunization Worldwide Disease Incidence, quotes, "Despite the success of vaccinations, 3 million people worldwide die of a vaccine-preventable disease each year, with approximately 1.5 million being less than or under than the age of 5. And 3 main diseases that are killing children are the measles, mumps, and meningitis. However, the childhood vaccines are very important. The problem is not only found nationally, but is found globally. So there are 3 countries that have the lowest vaccination rates, and they are Central African Republic at 49%, Somalia at 46%, and Nigeria at 42%. And then within the United States, there are 2 states that have the lowest vaccination rates, of Colorado and Arkansas. And although the children are given the vaccines, they're not the only ones who benefit. The people around them, such as their parents and their friends and the people they come in contact with, benefit also from their vaccinations. And to vaccinate their children, here's how parents should go about it. First, they should talk to their physicians. Whether the physician is a family physician or a clinical physician, the parent needs to talk to them and ask many questions. And if the parent doesn't ask the questions and they have concerns or worries, the doctor's not going to be able to clear those worries up for the parent to vaccinate their children. And also, the parent needs to be sure that the doctor documents all their vaccinations so they can be referenced within their child development. So first, the documentation should include the age at which it's given. It should include the date it's given, the vaccine that is given to the child, and the amount of dosage. And even though it takes a lot of effort and persistence to vaccinate children, it's very crucial. And I'll give you an insight as to what will happen if children are vaccinated for possible diseases. Childhood vaccines, they benefit everybody, as I've said before, and the populace as a whole can benefit entirely. And if a vaccination rate reaches a certain percent, a whole population can be protected from one disease. And I have an example, and it's in Mississippi. 99.7% of children received the MMR and DPT vaccine, which created immunity for the whole population against 6 diseases, including measles, mumps, rubella, diphtheria, and pertussis, and tetanus. And the problem arises when the parents do not vaccinate their children against these diseases, and it results in recurring epidemics of diseases, more deaths, and even more lives at risk of diseases. And as you've come to understand, childhood vaccinations are crucial to the child and to the people they come in contact with. And I've brought to your attention there is a need for childhood vaccinations. There's ways to talk to your doctors about the vaccinations, and there's also benefits to the population. Because what if someone you loved was like Maggie Jacks? All you want for them is love and protection and also safety. And there's no better way to bring about their safety and protection than and being a part of it. So I would say to be proactive for childhood vaccinations. That way more lives can be lived, which deserve to be lived, like Maggie Jack's.
So you said there was like 2 states in America that have low vaccination rates. Is there like a specific reason why?
The number one reason is from parents abstaining from vaccinating their children, but other than that, there are no known cases as to why they're not vaccinating their children.
Is there any sort of law like proposed to vaccinate?
There are no laws. There's some school laws that require certain students and like their students to be vaccinated from certain diseases, and that can keep students from like attending their school. And those are the only laws that I know of that require vaccinations.
Did you say the girl at the beginning had cancer?
Yes.
How did like the meningitis shot from the other girl make her have cancer?
It wasn't the shot that made her. What happened was the patient in the waiting room had the measles due to coming from, I think it was someplace in Europe where they attracted the measles and they hadn't been vaccinated. And since Maggie couldn't be vaccinated due to her chemotherapy, the measles was contracted from that person that was diagnosed with it to Maggie. So now she's fighting the measles and leukemia. Brandon?
What are some ways they're trying to help people become proactive about getting vaccinations and whatnot?
To get people to be pro vaccinations, they're really pushing towards like the school laws. A lot more schools are requiring different vaccinations to be required for students to be in school. And then they're also just like, their doctors are pushing for them more when it comes to vaccinating them like right at birth, right after they've been born.
Okay, good job.